Yes!
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of The Completionist. Two quick announcements. One, in case you didn't know, I have a brand new channel, youtube.com/GerardCompletionist. We have 3 shows there. We have a podcast, a whatever I want kind of show, and the Battle Square. In fact, the Battle Square debuted today, and it is there right now. Go check out the very first episode and give me your suggestions. You can go to the Reddit, or you can email them to us at comments@OneVideoGamer, or all that fun stuff. We'll see you in the Battle Square, and please subscribe to the new channel, youtube.com/GerardCompletionist. The second thing is, I have no Gears of War merch. Sorry. I could have put other things here other than Gears of War, but I thought I would just be honest and show what I have of Gears of War. Microsoft, I will take a Xbox One S Red Edition that you've been giving out to all those YouTubers. I'll take one, and it could be here. Now, I have to be forward with you guys. I've been avoiding these types of games for a very, very long time. Not because I don't like them, but because the multiplayer online shooter gruesome games, I love them and I like playing them, but to complete them is a nightmare. There's usually multiplayer achievements that are meant to keep the gameplay going way past the $60 investment you made on the game, and that's just not my style. But you know what? It's a new season, a new flavor of the show. Let's go, one-on-one, I'm ready. Cue Gears of War, cue the money. That was a delay money, Ted. I need the money. Pick up the money. Pick it up. God, pick it up faster, please. Great. Great. Okay. Can you... Okay, what do you... Go back. Go back. Alright, let's try one more time. You ready? Cue the money! God damn it, you were late again! Okay, sure, there may be a whole lot of shooters out there, but only one can be the most alpha of them all. The Division, ain't nobody got time to divide here, brah. Uncharted, you belong in a museum, dude. Destiny, more like... yeah, crapsony. Got him. The title of the most American shooting franchise on the face of the earth goes to Gears of Motherfucking War. Sorry about that, guys. It's almost impossible not to get swept up in all the testosterone that goes around when you're talking about this game. But believe it or not, Gears of War wasn't always the masterclass of machismo that we know and love. It actually started out as a humble little tech demo for the Unreal 3 engine called Unreal Warfare. It originally featured pilotable mechs and different character classes, but as single-player campaigns gained more prominence in the shooting genre, the developers were forced to widen the scope of their game a bit. As Gears of War continued to take shape, it drew influence from a few different sources. It borrowed its over-the-shoulder perspective from Resident Evil 4, the now pervasive cover system from Kill Switch, and the location-to-location maneuvering system from Bionic Commando. Oh, and a few narrative elements were actually inspired by The Legend of Zelda. Go figure.
One of these things is not like the others.
One of these things doesn't belong.
When Gears of War hit stores in 2006, it kicked enough ass to eventually become one of the best-selling games on the 360. Now, it's got a series of successful sequels under its belt, and it's become one of the most influential shooters of the last console generation. On top of that, an HD remaster of the original Gears of War, known as Gears of War Ultimate Edition, was released in 2015, unleashing 1080p 60 FPS, fist-bumping, hammer-dropping, and chainsawing onto our faces everywhere. And since Gears of War 4 just came out this week, I thought it'd be a great time to revisit the one that started it all. So I kinda have an idea of what to expect since I played Gears of War once before, but it was years ago when I worked at Best Buy, and there's no way I remember everything. I don't remember it being too tough, but then again, I wasn't attempting to complete a game in about a week. The word on the street is that Gears is tough to complete for just one goddamn reason: multiplayer achievements. Guys, these things are like completionist repellent. They're designed to provide players with lots of long-term goals and keep them busy for a good amount of time. But for you completionists out there, and me speaking from experience, I don't have that time. Not to mention the fact that most remasters of shooters tend to tack on huge lists of contrived in-game achievements to ensure that OCD-inflicted players will never escape. Previously on the show, I've avoided games with multiplayer achievements, but everyone's gotta face their demons eventually, and mine is named Completionist. Guys, meet Completionist. He's an archdemon from hell who specializes in forcing people to play competitive multiplayer games. But now, I am ready to mess you up, you douchey old bastard! During my playthrough, there are a lot of potential headaches that I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for. Gears of War Ultimate Edition allows you to select the hardest mode from the get-go, meaning that I can potentially unlock all of the beat the game on various difficulty achievements in just one run. However, starting on Insane mode means that I won't have a chance to familiarize myself with the levels in a more calm mode. Regardless of this, I'm going for that high-risk, high-reward situation. Hopefully I won't regret it. Now the good news is that Gears of War only seems to have one set of collectible items hidden within it. The bad news is that this is a remastering, so the developers may have taken upon themselves to change the locations of these items as well as enemy layouts. Now I'm all for shaking things up, but this actually might make things a little bit more difficult than I once thought. And of course, with most modern games, there's the multiplayer achievements. Traditionally, Gears of War is just as much a multiplayer game as it is a single-player one, if not more so, and these achievements definitely reflect that. They're not just an afterthought, and no matter what I do, they're gonna take up a lot of my time. Once the single-player stuff is done with, the real battle will just be getting started. Now, in order to get this job done, I'm gonna have to eat, sleep, and breathe Gears of War for the next week or so, and it will take its toll on me. If I'm not careful, I may begin to exhibit excessive bro-like behavior. If you don't hear from me after a week, check the nearest tailgate party, and if I'm not there, find my remains at Coachella and give me a proper burial. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Gears of War's mission is easy to understand: to make the player feel as awesome as possible by any means necessary. From the moment you press start, the game assaults all of your senses with overdoses of epic, whether you're ready for it or not. Gears is loud, brash, and a little dumb, but once you get used to it, the fun starts flowing like barbecue sauce. The story takes place on a planet that walks, talks, and acts like Earth, but isn't Earth. It's called Sarah, and the humans that live there are sitting pretty. That is, until giant militaristic insect people called locusts pop out of the ground and start causing static. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that they're causing massive chaos. 14 years on, and the coalition of ordered governments has sent their troopers, otherwise known as Gears, into a losing war. So as a last-ditch effort, they pulled the toughest, roughest, most locust-shootingest soldier of them all out of prison, Marcus Phoenix. Just look at his soul patch and do-rag. You know that boy's a badass. He ain't even got no neck. Phoenix hooks up with the members of Delta Squad, including his homie Dominic Santiago, and together, they're gonna kick massive amounts of ass. Their mission? To deliver a device called a resonator deep into Locust territory, so that they can get detailed information on their HQ, and then blow it the hell up. But standing in their way are subterranean crustaceans of all shapes and sizes, including the evil, diabolical General Ram, who ends up saying and doing absolutely nothing. Seriously, he's hardly even a character, let alone the main antagonist of this game. And the lack of a compelling villain is just the beginning of the story's problems. For starters, we never learned why the Locusts emerged and started attacking humanity in the first place. They're just mindless monsters to aim your bullets at, who never get any development whatsoever. And that lack of care extends to the heroes as well. What does Marcus want? To fight the damn Locusts. What does Dom want? To fight the damn Locusts. What does Cole want? To fight the goddamn Locusts. See, Marcus Phoenix is an alright character. He's okay. In Gears of War 2, 3, and probably even in 4, he's a well-developed character that goes on a pretty growth-heavy based experience, but in Gears of War 1, he doesn't really contribute much. He kind of is just like the thrusted character who has to experience everything and doesn't really grow.
And that's not a bad thing, it just kind of removes me from the overall connection of Gears of War. This is where the testosterone I was joking about kind of comes into play, versus the later games where it's a lot more emotional and heavy.
Gears of War is a summer blockbuster in just about every way. And just like those popcorn flicks, it attempts to make up for its half-hearted writing with very pretty images. The lighting in this game is incredible, whether you're having a shootout in broad daylight or creeping through the dark. And the game's color palette is a muted, almost dusty-looking choice that reinforces the fact that you're on a war-torn planet. Both the main campaign and multiplayer maps offer lots of unique places to exercise your virtual Second Amendment right, and many locations from the story show up again as multiplayer maps, which helps the Gears of War world feel like a bit more connected and real. It kind of sucks that the campaign runs at just 30 FPS, while the multiplayer stays Tupperware crispy at 60. The music may be a bit generic, but it gets you nice and pumped when you need it. Special attention was clearly paid to the sound effects. It's extremely useful to be able to hear where the enemy is approaching from, and there's nothing like hearing a fresh corpse squished beneath your feet. That's a sound I never thought I wanted to hear. Gears of War makes you feel like you're on the front lines of war, which may sound scary, but it's actually pretty cool. The sound of spent bullet casings hitting the ground, the extremely minimal UI, the way the camera pulls low when you're running. Everything is designed to deliver an unapologetic visceral experience that taps right into your lizard brain. And even though they may be hyper-masculine, one-dimensional cartoons, hanging out with Delta Squad feels pretty good after a while. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of guys like Dutch's platoon from Predator or the Marines from Aliens? It's intoxicating. Just be careful. If you turn your brain off for an extended period of time in order to enjoy this game, just make sure to I don't know, read a book afterwards. Not like a war book, none of that Tom Clancy shit. Or read a real book, like seven gray shades. Whatever, 50 shades of gray.
Tell him to read that.
Don't read that one.
Read a real goddamn book.
Read a real book. Completing Gears of War is a back-breaking task fit only for the toughest of dudes and dudettes. Don't get me wrong, its core mechanics are solid, and playing through this game like a normal human being is undoubtedly a barrel of laughs. But attempting to accomplish many of the tasks that it sets before you is like asking for a kick in the teeth. But war is a team sport, I think. Right, boys and girls? Which is why I brought along my best friend Al to help me tackle the game's multiplayer modes, and that includes a mandatory co-op campaign run through too. I'm gonna get by with a little help from my friends, and let me tell you, it's the way that Gears of War was meant to be played. In case you haven't figured it out yet, you shoot a lot in Gears of War. Like, it's the main goddamn mechanic, but it's also got a few features that makes it stand out from other shooting games on the block. First off, rolling into the set commando style is going to get you dropped fast, like even faster than normal, which is why this game has a cover-based combat system to keep you safe from the constant rain of bullets being fired at your soft parts. I'm nowhere near prideful enough to turn down a nice pillar to hide behind while I catch my breath, reload, and fire blindly at the monsters trying to eat my face. Being able to take a second to safely survey your surroundings can turn the tide of battle instantly, especially on insane mode, when one shot from an enemy can send you to sleep. But if you get knocked down, you're not necessarily out, thanks to Gears' patented revival system. While you're immobilized, your partner can help you get back on your feet. But if they take too long or if you take additional damage, you're out. Go directly to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. The sections where the game forced Al and I to split up were especially brutal. If even one of us went down, there was no chance of revival, and we had to restart from the last checkpoint. It took us hours to get through some points. Let's just say that was real nerve-wracking.
Okay, Al, we've been dying for 45 minutes, okay? I'm gonna take this guy out here on the right.
I gotta clear this stuff out up top.
I got explosive arrows and boom. All right, one guy down. I don't see anyone else here.
I'm just gonna clear this out, and then I'm gonna provide some covering fire for you.
Okay.
Just gonna try and clear this
okay,
out
so
real
more
quick.
guys are-
Getting in position, and
There's a guy in the corner. There's a guy in the corner.
All right,
I'm gonna
got the
try and
shot.
get him. Oh my
Boom.
God! Nice shot, Al.
All right, okay. Next step.
Okay,
Next
there's
step.
one guy with the shotgun coming right towards me. I got him in my side. I missed. Okay.
Laying some shot. I don't have any.
And-
I don't have it.
What killed me? There was no explosion. What? There was no grenade. There was no explosion. What killed me? I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? I didn't see anything.
It's okay.
We've been here for 45 minutes.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
God damn it.
The guys trying to kill you come in all shapes and sizes, from little swarming melee jerks to big-ass machine gun-mounted Tyrannosauruses. Ooh, what a lovely smile. You've got an entire weapons depot worth of artillery to use against your foes, and they all feel nice and satisfying to use, especially the Hammer of Dawn. There's nothing cooler than summoning a death ray from orbit to obliterate a guy who looked at you wrong. And whether you're playing the campaign or team deathmatch, the Gnasher shotgun is your best friend.
So in most shooters, right, there's a knife or punching or some kind of humiliation tool that you use to destroy your enemies, right, in close quarter combat. In Gears of War, you get a gun that's got a chainsaw on the front of it, and you use it to mutilate your enemies.
My specialty.
So here we go. This is us mutilating people with chainsaws. Let's go.
Do it.
Al, he's gonna corrosive both.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna go from.
Oh my gosh, I got you. Don't worry, I got you.
You know what time it is?
You're
You know
up.
what time it is?
What?
You know what time it is?
What?
It's chainsaw time. It's
Ow.
chainsaw time.
got a bow.
We're gonna do
Don't
it.
do it.
We're gonna do it, and it's going down. And it's going down. Guess what?
Watch out.
Another one. Another
No,
one.
no.
Chainsaw time.
You are
number
nuts. You are
two.
literally crazy.
Number 2 down.
There's a guy right behind us. There's
I
a
don't
guy right
care.
there.
Going straight forward. Number 3.
Where'd he go?
Going for
gone.
number 3. Number 3 all the
There
way.
he is.
He
There
come
he is.
to me, number 3, and
Oh
he's
my God.
getting it.
Ow.
He's getting it good.
How are you doing this?
Guess what? It's
What?
time for number 4.
No.
It's time
Ow,
for number
calm
4.
down.
It's ti-
Learn your lesson?
No, it's
lesson?
time for number 4.
Stop
It's
it.
time for number 4.
Stop it!
One thing that I'm super grateful are the collectibles. Thank God, the collectibles in Gears of War haven't moved an inch since the original game in 2006. These cog tags are scattered all over the main campaign, but hunting them down wasn't too bad at all, since they're all nice and shiny. Plus, they're always located next to a handy-dandy Gears logo. For once, a game that doesn't go bananas with collectibles. But what doesn't feel good is Insane Mode. It's a slow, plodding trudge through firefight after firefight, and it simply isn't fun. At least, I would say that if I was going in alone. But playing with a buddy not only made things easier, it also brought a lot of levity to the experience. It's hard to get too pissed at having to complete a game when you're making each other laugh. Now, when I learned that there was an achievement for beating the final boss on Insane Mode in co-op mode without either of us ever getting knocked down, I was sure that we were in for an all-nighter or two. General Ram's attacks will basically one-shot you, so it had to be a perfect run. But here's the thing you have to know about Al and I. We've been best friends since we were 6 years old. I'm great at games, but if I'm the completionist, he's like the ultra god completionist. And the two of us together, oh man, you got the deadliest tag team in the gaming universe.
Jump over the barrier. Die. Throwing a grenade.
It won't let me take cover. No, it won't let me take cover.
We did it! Yeah! Brothers to the end. Let's do this. Yeah! Yes!
But that victory that we had in that brief moment was very short-lived. We knew that the real battle had just begun. The multiplayer achievements still loomed over our souls. Some of these achievements are reasonable. Revive 100 enemies in versus, win a match in every versus map, kill an enemy with every weapon, but others are unequivocally f***ed up. There's an achievement for reaching level 100 in multiplayer prestige. You know, that thing that usually takes weeks of playing to do. You also have to win 10 versus matches without losing a round, which basically requires me to get extremely good at the game, all while being matched up against players who can play this game in their sleep. There are so few new players playing this game that you are just paired up with experts and they make you feel like shit. Don't even get me started on those guys who have mics.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and ready up. Let's get ready for this match.
Hey, Doug Completionist. I sexed your mom last night.
My mom's dead.
Yeah, I sexed her.
The internet.
And then the worst achievement of them all, kill 10,000 people online. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have our very first entry onto Gerard's most bullshit achievements list. Congratulations, you're undoubtedly the first of many. Unlocking these cruel excuses for achievements would normally take months. However, I'm smart. I plan and I attack. No one messes with the completionist. So, I summoned some of my best friends to help me, but that wasn't enough. I reached out to you guys, the fans, and some of you fans heard my call and came to my aid, and together we began the arduous process of grinding out the kills. Picture it, hours and hours of joining the same lobby and allowing yourself to be slaughtered over and over again by me. This process alone was aggravating to set up, but once we got it to work, boom, baby, it worked. The trick that we did was we took 4 members on one team with me being the captain and had another lobby with 4 other people on the other side. We then chose to battle King of the Hill mode. However, if you change your server settings on your Xbox to match the Japanese servers, you'll automatically get paired up with your friends because no one in Japan owns an Xbox. This is not a joke. Literally no one in Japan owns an Xbox One, let alone an Xbox 360. Now this right here, this moment that I explained to you, while it seems weird, it should just give you a new meaning to the word monotony. And now I present to you a little sneak peek behind the veil of insanity.
Holy crap. This is so boring. This is the worst. 10,000 kills is so much, you guys. Can I just pay someone to do this? I don't want to do this. This sucks. This is gonna be my life for the next like 30, 40 hours. Probably more. I don't want to do this. This sucks. I'm horrible at this game. I am not good at all at this game. I wish I was better. I wish you had the time. So Five Nights at Freddy's just came out. I have to play that game. That's gonna be great. It's probably gonna take me not nearly as much time it's gonna take me to get 10,000 kills, let alone level 400. I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at you guys. I'm sorry. Mic warning. I'm really upset at how this is coming along.
Even with everyone's help, getting 10,000 kills took hours and hours, days and days. But eventually, the deed was done. Completionist was slain. Gears of War was conquered, and I could not have done it without Al, Proton John, and all of you fans at home who volunteered their time, patience, and their corpses. A very, very, very special thank you to D Slay, David, Sherm Tank, Slip Crid, Tenmar, Tom, Rerun, Blade Blur, Camino Uni, Damien's Inferno, Mega Slush Boy 69, Bryce the Nerd, C McNuggets, Digital Atlas, John the Ripper, Proof Gold, and everyone else in our small little Discord group that's been helping me do these achievements for the past few weeks. You guys are the best and I owe you. You have my gratitude and my loyalty. Gears of War, the Ultimate Edition is one tall order, but unfortunately, you don't get that much for overcoming its many obstacles. On the bright side, collecting all of the cog tags will gradually unlock the pages of a few little Gears of War comics that you can read in-game. One more shout out to collectibles actually unlocking something, even if it's something small. You can also unlock different playable characters to use in multiplayer. As you level up, more heroes and villains from the campaign will join the roster. Kind of cool, but nothing too special. The real tragedy is that you get zilch for accomplishing the truly Herculean achievements included in the game. You get nothing for beating Insane Mode, you get nothing for prestiging to a maximum level of 400. That means I leveled up 100 times, 4 different times. And you get nothing for killing over 10,000 people. Ugh. Oh well, that's being the completionist. I've got to admit, my faith was shaken multiple times while completing this game, and I often would wonder if I'd be able to actually do it. I have to reiterate that the only reason it got done, and the only reason I haven't gone completely crazy, is due to my friends and fans who were willing to offer their support. I may be the completionist, but no man is an island. Here are all of my stats for completing Gears of War the Ultimate Edition on the Xbox One. 1 campaign playthrough on Insane Mode completed with chapter select cleanup duties on the cog tags. 33 cog tags tracked down, 326 matches played, 1,017 deaths between multiplayer and the campaign modes, 56 achievements unlocked, 400 max levels prestiged on multiplayer, 11,331 kills, 4 days, 9 hours, and 22 minutes of total playtime, and one best friend to carry me through all of the hard times known as Gears of War. If you and some pals are in the mood to mindlessly shoot some stuff, then Gears of War will definitely scratch that itch. After all, it looks and sounds and plays great. But completing this game should be reserved for those of us who are willing to dedicate themselves to getting pretty skilled at this one game over a very long period of time.
Gears of... Thank you, Ted. I walked away loving Gears of War way more than I thought that I would. I'm not really big into these type of games, but the co-op aspect of this whole entire story is what really drove me to play it. This kind of game in that co-op style would make me go on to play Gears of War 2, 3, and 4. But the reality is that the multiplayer stuff still isn't for me. I spent so much time trying to legitimately do all these multiplayer achievements to get nothing in the end. And I understand there are gamers out there that live and revel in that type of multiplayer environment. But that's not just for me, man. I've tried over the years. I've tried to adapt, and multiplayer achievements, in my mind, kind of act as a way of padding out your overall experience. And if you're paying $60 for a game, that's a great value for what you're doing. However, as a completionist, if I don't really get anything other than bragging rights, I kind of don't really care about it. So, with that in mind, guys, I give this game my completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it!
That's all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, let us know what you thought about today's episode somewhere on the internet. Once again, a very big thank you to my small Discord group of friends and fans who joined to help me tackle for hours on end this monstrosity known as Gears of War. Without you guys, I would not be able to have done it, and I really appreciate all the awesome things you guys have said to me while we did this whole thing. It was just a pleasure, and I can't thank you enough. If you're new here, you want to stay up to date with all of our awesome stuff, click that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell to get all the notifications. And at the very least, I'll see you next time. Now, if you excuse me, here's all the horrible outtakes of Ted throwing money at me. Gears of War! Really? Really? God damn it, Ted. Gears of... Are you ready? Okay. Gears of... Really? I laughed.
He nailed you that time.
That was perfect.